I'm going to show you how I decorate my seasonal tree and event tree. I keep my tree up all year round, so I don't always do the seasons. This tree I did for my son's graduation, as you can see. When we finish this process, I'll show you my next tree. So I'm going to show you examples using Halloween, Thanksgiving, and sports. My husband wants a sports tree next, so I'm going to put all this together, same process. You'll just get to see different images. So the first thing that I'm going to do is show you how I like to do it, which is a laptop and laminator. There are other ways to do this if you don't have a laptop and a laminator, or if you have a laptop and you don't have a laminator. There's all kinds of ways to do this, and I will show you all those ways. So I'm going to start with my favorite way. I have my laptop, I have my laminator. I pull up a Word doc, and you're going to keep that to the side. So then I'm going to type in, yes, Google, I'm going to type in free printable Halloween images. They're going to pop up. So there will be a number to choose from. I click on show all. You may not see what you want, so then you can change it to free printable Halloween pumpkins. Then there's going to be a lot of them that jump up. So you find the one you want, you click copy image, and you're going to paste it onto your Word doc. You want to size it down real small because you're going to pick a lot of images and put them on your Word doc, size them later. Okay, so you're going to keep going through there until you find them all. Now, you have to be careful that you don't get some that you're not allowed to have. Those would be ones that look like art. So if you type in free printable image, Halloween images or art and things like that, if it looks something like this or art, you want to be sure you're allowed to have it. So when I typed in Thanksgiving, I got pumpkins and turkeys and all kinds of neat things, right? So I just copy and paste and put them on there. Then when you're ready to size them, you're going to pull up another Word document to the side, and you're going to just pick what you want, copying those on there, size them the size that you think you want them on the tree. Then you're going to print them, and then you're going to laminate them. After you laminate them, you cut them out, okay? So let me show you one quick reminder or something you might want to know. Think about the image when you pick it. You might want to go for circles or squares when you're first starting out. Unless you're good at cutting, you might want to stay away from images that you think you're going to have to cut all the way around. I choose sometimes to cut them all the way around. I've been doing this for a long time, but here's an example. So I have a guy that I cut all the way around, and this is what he looks like when I just squared him. Just having them squared works out good sometimes. The more white you have, the more it pops from your tree. So let me show you what you can do if you don't have the laptop or the laminator. Or if you have the images and you don't have the laminator. If you don't have a laminator and you have the images, you are just going to use packing tape. So you will cut the image out, lay it flat, you'll put the tape on top of the image and then on the back of the image, and you'll just cut it all the way around, just like somebody who laminated their image. So let's talk about how you would do it if you don't have your laptop. So here's some ideas. For one of the ones which I use, even though I use my images from the computer, I still like this picture of my son and I when we were in our Halloween costumes. So I put tape on this one instead of laminating it, but I have another picture I've done where I laminated it. So either way, it turns out great. Lamination does not do anything bad to your pictures. You can also buy cards at Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is a great place to get them. You can get them for any season. You can cut them out and you can put them in for a big filler. Okay, so my family are at Hobby Lobby. Look for their color paper. I found UT, so I could use that for his sports tree. You can also find backing paper, but you can also get the pumpkins. Pumpkins right now are great. You can just circle around, and this is papers from Hobby Lobby. It's 59 cents. So for me, I'm doing the sports tree, and let's say that I didn't use images. Let's say that I had to do it without images off my laptop. Here's how I go. So first thing I would do is find a sports magazine. Then I find the images that I want, and I put them under lamination, or I could have taped them. Now, taping this, you need to remember to pull a lot of tape or use a tape gun. But these are my sports, so I just cut around those, and I'm going to be able to put those on my sports tree. Another thing that I can do is I can use the ticket from the game. So those are the basic ways that you can do all of these. I'm going to show you a close-up of how to get the image cut and in the laminator sheet, laminate it and recut it. I also will use this time to show you how to skip the laminator sheet and use the tape system. So we'll use this guy right here. So I picked him out, I sized him big so that you could see him. This is what it would look like on a Word document if you put just him on it. So I decided to cut him out. So I cut him out, and I'm going to tape it onto the laminating sheet, which might be easier for you to see like that. So you'll take your two-sided tape. You don't have to do this process. I like to do it because if you don't, sometimes the images, they slide around. So you'll stick him in here. If you have other images, feel free to put them in. I have a sports image I'm going to do as well, so I could do them both at the same time. So after we do that, we close it, we put it in the laminating machine. It will come out looking like this after you cut this part out. You will need to cut the whole image out without breaking the seal. So he will look more like this. Okay? So then you have your little guy. Okay, let's do this without the laminating. So let's say you have this guy. I made a small one just so you can see how easy it is. For this, you don't need your two-sided tape. You're just going to need your packing tape. So you just need a little bit of packing tape, the size of the image. You're just going to cut that off. I like to have something that's plastic underneath it so your tape doesn't stick. And you just barely pick them up. And this one, you will normally use more tape on the back for the larger images. But for this one, since he's so small, I can just fold it over because you are still going to have to cut him out just like you did for cutting him as the image. That's why you don't want to do one that's small. But I've been doing it for a long time, so I'm getting used to it. Okay, so then when you've taped him and cut him, he looks just like this guy right here. Okay, so this is my husband's sports image tree. I used the images for the teams that he requested. So for the top, I have 2 baseball caps for the toppers. And then we start with the Dallas Cowboys, down to the University of Texas, the Dallas Stars hockey team, Houston Astros, and at the very bottom we have Sam Houston State. For my tree skirt, I have used jerseys. And that is my husband's sports image tree. Let me know if you have any questions. Put them down in the comments. I'd like to know if you did image tree. Start on your Thanksgiving if you haven't started yet.